Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Jacob Dickey here.
Hey, meteorologist Adam Sherwinski.
Boy, have things escalated a little bit with this high wind warning in our area. So what we're going to do is take a little time here to talk about what we're seeing and what we're watching. Adam, I'm just checking to make sure all the streams are out. One thing to note is that we believe that our transmitter tower has also lost power.
That was during the noon show, yeah.
Yeah, during the middle of the noon show, folks who are watching us, all of a sudden, cut away. We didn't have anything here. So we're going to keep an eye on here. If you're logging in the chat, I've got the chat up here as well. Let us know where you're watching from, any reports you have. If you're getting snow, if you've had some intense wind, if there's any damage, anything like that, we would appreciate it. Just making sure. It looks like sound is working on our end. One person said no sound, but I see the sound is up on my end here. So we'll just kind of watch and see as you're logging in. Again, let me know where you're watching from, what you're seeing, and we're going to talk about what we expect the rest of the day. Right, Adam?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be a busy afternoon.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead, Adam. I'm going to turn it over to you because we've got a hodgepodge mix of watches, warnings, advisories, all kinds of colors, all kinds of things like that.
Yeah.
So go ahead and just sort through the colorful mess of alerts that we've got in this region. Adam?
Yeah, will do. Thank you, Jacob. Looking outside of the wind advisory we have, going through, actually not the wind advisory, this is a high wind warning with pockets of the wind advisory there in tan and brown as the high wind warning. We've already seen wind gusts there in parts of central Illinois. Decatur at 67 miles per hour earlier this afternoon during the noon show. Jacob mentioned that as well. And we're not only contending with the wind, but that's one of the bigger threats, immediate threats right now. We also have winter alerts there. A winter storm warning in effect for Iroquois and Benton County, but also the winter weather advisories in effect there for the counties there in purple: Livingston, McLean, DeWitt, Piatt, Champaign, and Vermilion counties. These are the areas I could see some snowfall here that could impact travel later on during the evening commute tonight, but the more impactful snow up towards the north as well, there towards Iroquois County, up into northwest Indiana, and up into Chicagoland too. Not only do we have snow and gusty winds we're contending with, but heavy rainfall. That's also been something we've been watching for. A flood advisory for McLean County does include Bloomington, Normal, down to Logan County, Menard, and Sangamon County, right on the edge of Springfield, and a flood watch there for those counties in green going into Indiana and into southeastern portions of our viewing area. So it is a mess for today, and you can see it's quite a hodgepodge here on some of our weather alerts right now. So we've got winter weather, we've got flooding potential, and we've got, well, also the potential for some high winds that we've already seen across a lot of the viewing area too as well here. And again, bring in our reports. That helps not only us, but the National Weather Service refine and make sure that their alerts are working as well as they should too as well. So just keep pouring those into us. We need to see those so we can know exactly what's going on outside. These tools are great to use, but the radar and all that stuff, but we don't know what's happening on the ground unless someone shows us or we see it ourselves as well. So just keep that in mind. We've got a lot of alerts out there and a lot of things happening all at once with this pretty intense low pressure system, Jacob.
Yeah, this has been a forecast where we kind of stressed and said, hey, different people are going to experience different things based on this. Some folks will get the highest of winds. Some folks are going to get the heavy rain and flooding. Some folks getting that winter potential this afternoon. And so you're right, Adam. Those ground reports, we've only got so many cameras that are out there. You only have a camera in every corner, those weather cameras, but they're in enough places where you can get good visuals. But your reports still really help out with that. So I just wanted to flip over and see if we've got any of those reports from our region here. A lot of folks saying power is going on and off. There's a lot of sideways rain. There's all kinds of things. We know of semis that are blown over here and there. Let me just text Maggie. I got a new report in. And
those
yeah, just sending that real quick here.
And those have been pretty crucial as well too.
Yeah, I mean, the reports are just coming in so fast because of this high wind warning. Now, the worst roads, Adam, going to be those east-west roads. We've already had those gusts over 60 miles an hour out there. So let me go ahead and just, I'm going to flip over to radar here, Adam, and kind of talk about what we're seeing here. There we go. That's the direction we're going to go. This is our big system that's coming on through. Now, where the strongest wind gusts are is where we've had less rain show up. There's a little dry pocket in here, and that is just allowing for some serious problems here in central Illinois. We know that, again, our transmitter tower is offline because we believe it's a power outage, and sometimes that just kind of happens with these strong wind events here. Now, the wind, the big story, I do want to talk a little bit about the snow here. You'll see that there are signs that this band is starting to transition. In fact, look at Ford County here. We'll zoom in on that. In fact, I'm going to tighten this camera shot a little bit. Let's see. There you are, Adam. Sorry. There we go. Look at Ford County there. If you see, there's actually a single thunderbolt that's over, let's see, that's north of Gibson City there. That's a sign that there may be some thunder, rain, snow, Adam. Isn't that crazy to think about?
Thunder, snow. It's very rare, but I mean, meteorologists love to hear about it.
It's a sign of some incredibly dynamic.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about an atmosphere that is just up in arms about this thing here. This system is just very impressive. It's an abnormality for what we're dealing with. Okay, let's talk a little bit here again about what we're looking at. First off, the concern is these high winds, and I've highlighted this particular area once this graphic updates. If you're watching in Champaign-Urbana, Decatur, Taylorville, Effingham, Mattoon, I think this is where the greatest potential is for wind gusts, perhaps up to 70 miles per hour. We've already had 67 in Decatur. We think there's some 60 to 7 all across the region, and that's the zone. It's kind of where that dry pocket is. There will still be higher wind gusts to the north here, but I think they'll taper off. And then we've got this very heavy band right there, which will help to enhance those winds a little bit. So it's going to certainly be quite an issue for us as we move on through. Those gusts over 70 miles per hour certainly will cause tree and power line damage, and we have already had lots of reports of that. I'm going to switch over here to some of the outage numbers. Adam, they are crawling up by the minute, it seems like here. Every time I refresh it, it's another 500 here, another 500 there.
It's not surprising either, because we've had those strong wind gusts. I mean, even here in town too, where now we're seeing that high wind warning still take advantage. I mean, we have seen some gusty winds here in town, and there's no surprise of that. Look at the wide swath this high wind warning is, all the way from central Indiana into Sangamon County and Christian County, with wind advisories tacked onto the side of that as well. Most of it staying to this side of the Illinois River, the far eastern side of the Illinois River too as well. And that system, that low pressure system, has been purely dynamic, and it's been really deep as well. It's a really strong low pressure system, and that's why we've seen just almost all sorts of weather in our forecast for today alone. And the really interesting thing is that it's concentrated really into today too as well. Jacob?
Yeah, let's talk about some of these power outage numbers. And while you can, Adam, if you can get Apple TV up on yours, I've got a photo of a semi blown over on 74. There's semis on these east-west roads that are just getting in a lot of trouble here. First off, let's talk power outage numbers. Macon County now, 2,600 customers out of power. DeWitt County, 400 customers out of power. There's about 1,000 customers out of power in Sangamon County. And we're seeing even in Champaign, that number is now just over 750 customers. When we look at these numbers here, we can look at those power outage numbers and see the the numbers that are just climbing by the minute here. In fact, I thought I had the Ameren graphic up. Let me switch here to a new graphic, and I'm going to show you those current wind gusts. This wind gust is why we're having all of these problems out there with these really intense winds. Some of those gusts now over 50 and even over 60 miles an hour across the region. So that's a look of latest gusts. The total numbers, just updating, the highest wind gust in Champaign County, 57 miles an hour, 67 in Decatur, 63 in Springfield, 54 in Mattoon and in Charleston. And we will see some more numbers like that climb here. That's the latest check. If you're looking for information like this, the WCIA 3 map room is a really great place to go for updates. You get the graphics updated on what those wind gusts are doing. And you notice here, I-74 in particular, from Bloomington to Champaign, that it's almost perpendicular. It's a northwest, southeast, and we've got a northeast wind. That is where we're seeing some of those vehicles being blown off, but really a lot of the roads are having issues. And as this low pressure carries more to the east, that wind is going to turn more northerly. And our thought process was the north wind was going to bring the worst wind to us. So the fact that it's still a northeast wind, and we've had some really intense gusts out there, I think speaks volumes about how we'll have a rough afternoon with this particular wind event here in Central Illinois. Have you got the Apple TV source up quite yet? You might have to go into Max in the switcher. You can do Max in A, and then it's on router 4 for that. And if I need to, I can swap over there and jump on that. Let's talk here about the rest of the afternoon, what these wind gusts are going to be doing. This is a look at the forecast here, and you'll see that there's some pockets of 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts that are expected through 4 p.m. We move a little forth then by 6 p.m. Still 60 mile an hour gusts, but you can see the back edge now. And that's going to start to calm down then from west to east from 6 to 10. So we will keep an eye on that here as we move on through. So there's that. We can see at 10 o'clock the wind gust looking much better for us in the region as well. And we'll be on our way out of this system as we move on through. So very much an intense system that is coming on through. All right, let's pull up future track real quick. Oop, that's the wrong one there. Let me just put this camera full. Nope, that's the wrong one. We are, I think our production folks in the back are switching things up on me here. There we go, let's put that full. Talk about the rain, and then let me in here real quick, Adam.
Not a problem.
I'm gonna get this in for you. There it is.
Perfect.
You can see here on future track how we've got the rain and the wind here, that transition. A lot of you are already reporting it's happening now. You can see that the transition here continues. Friday during the afternoon, we've got that wintry mix and snow across the region. That heavy band of snow sets up with this wind. That's a really dicey scenario in my mind. You got slushy snow and strong winds here, especially on those east-west roads, and that's going to continue as we move on through. So we're going to watch that and keep an eye on things. Okay, so Adam, this is a photo I just got of the semi.
Oh my.
I'm going to pull you up.
Oh my, that's a wow.
Yeah, that's in Champaign County. That's going to be just west of, you can see in the distance, they're looking east. I can make out under that bridge some of the buildings in Campus Town way off in the distance. So that's between here and Mahomet.
Oh wow. Interstate 74, right? Or 72?
That's going to be 74 between
74?
Champaign and Mahomet, right?
Okay, yeah. No, yeah, now that makes sense. Yeah, looking at 70, yeah, okay, wow. And look at the traffic backed up behind that too as well.
Yeah, and we've heard of multiple reports. There's reports in Macon County of this. There's reports in Sangamon County of situations like that. We've got reports all over the place of this strong wind causing problems here in the region. So that certainly is an issue. And I don't think we're going to be any time out of the... I just looked at the Ameren map, and it's just showing, it's lighting up like a Christmas tree all over. We're outage here, outage there, outage there.
I've been hearing, I don't know if you've heard it too, Jacob, some kind of rumbles outside, and I don't know if that's from power lines or if that's from thunder here.
That might be thunder. Let's go back to your radar.
It sounded like thunder, but I wasn't 100% sure.
It's World Hearing Aid Day, and I have a hearing aid, and I don't hear much, so sometimes people got to tell me what.
I can't tell you how many times I've had to yell, hey, Jacob, Jacob.
Yeah. Okay, let me pull that full screen real quick, and whoops, there we go. See if we can't spot any there. I'm going to pop on the lightning. There was that one little spot in Fort County. It wouldn't surprise me. That might just be the wind, too.
It could be just the wind, too. That's what I was thinking. It's either the wind or something else. So
yeah, you can see that transition beginning to happen there in Bloomington. Let me jump over and see if we've got any reports from folks out and about. Heavy snow in Sibley. We've got snow in Anarga. We've got power outages in Decatur. Staley Road. We've got... folks saying that our TV station is out. Yeah, our transmitter lost power. Snowing hard in Piper City. That transition might be happening an hour or two earlier here, Adam, which is really going to help to add things up. So as expected, probably get us some pockets of heavy snow up there. We got snow in Fooslin now. And the ground is white. Bruce saying the ground is white in Chatsworth. That's pretty crazy to see. We got somebody saying a storage container on their front porch blew off and is in their yard. Yeah, lots of folks. I mean, it's just crazy wind out there, isn't it, Adam?
Yeah, and that's no surprise that we have that high wind warning in effect here for that too, Jacob. So keep that in mind.
Did I do something?
I might have done something.
That's
there.
me. I broke it. Hang on.
No.
I think maybe you had to. Did you click? There we go. I'll put you up there. How about I switch? What's going on? Are they switching things on me in the back? Hey, if you're in the back, if you can stop switching things for us so we can talk about the weather here. I think someone in the back is messing with it. Okay. Let me, Adam, switch the computer. I'm going to put Max 1 on, so you've got Max.
I have Max 1.
Okay. So I don't know why things aren't switching back there. We got a lot of colors on the screen, don't we?
Yes, there's a lot going on here. And that high wind warning is still in effect for those counties in brown right now until much of the afternoon. It's been quite the mess, and you know what? I'm switching to the wrong graphics here all of a sudden. Flood alerts there. McLean, Logan, Menard, and Sangamon County. You can see that we have the flood watch in effect there as well. So even seeing now, it looks like another.
Hey, I've got you off cam. Why don't you come over and run on Max 1?
Yes.
Why don't you put, go ahead and just show us the cameras. I've got someone saying that the whiteout conditions are up north in here. So let's run through the cameras real quick, and I'm going to switch this over so we can take a peek at that. So there we go. We got Max 1 full now. Find those sky cams and just peek around, and then I'm going to get some photos here. I got the inbox.
Okay.
We got just another message in Route 54. Power out for 400 customers. And folks saying in Moraine View State Park, the ground is white.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Where would you want to look? Bloomington or McLean?
Just take all the sky cams. Let's do a rotate through. I mean, there's Pontiac. Are those roofs white from the snow?
I think those are starting to turn a little bit. Those look like little flakes there in Pontiac.
Wow. So you just talk through. I'm going to get these pictures here.
That's fine. I'm going to look through Pontiac. We've had a little bit of flakes. There we go. Bloomington.
Wow.
Usually this is one of our cameras that looks up towards the interstate up there. Purely, those are snowflakes. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah.
Snowflakes, maybe mixing in with some rainfall there too, but it is getting gnarly up there. Let's see what's going on in Normal there in Uptown Normal. If there's any snow falling there as well. Yep, there it is.
I got a report. Someone in Sibley said that there was thunder while it was snowing there.
Thunder, snow.
Thunder
we
while
told
it was
you.
snowing
It was
there.
a possibility. All right, so we've got Bloomington Normal, Uptown Normal, that we can confirm there's been some flakes out there. Let's take it over to Pontiac, and I think we might have had one or two out there. Let's try Gibson City instead. We actually did try. Oh,
Starting to see up a little bit.
A little bit in Gibson
Those are
City.
some decent-sized flakes here.
Yeah, we can see them on camera. Let's check out Champaign, because I'm sure in Champaign there's got to be at least. Oh no!
Wow,
hey,
okay.
There you go. You see it already starting to happen there in Champaign. Some flakes there as well.
You know, I had some folks asking me about buses, and I said, you know, we kind of wait and see what happens here. I don't think I'd be doing much this afternoon.
No. There's a tower camera, but I think the Champaign one, you can kind of see the sheets of just
snow coming down.
Snow and rain kind of mixing in. It's messy.
Okay, so somebody messaged and they said, do I need to go get eggs? No, we're going to be fine. Tomorrow is going to be a beautiful day here.
Yeah.
We just got this afternoon of mischief out there. Okay, what I'm going to do real quick, Adam, is I would like you to pull up the Apple TV on your computer. And I'm going to show some viewer photos that I've gotten there. So there we go. And let me, there we can see, this is from Gilman. That's pretty whiteout conditions up there.
Yeah, I would say so.
So that's going to be a problem. This is also from, you can see the wind and the snow that's coming on down there. Lots of video. That one came from northern Iroquois County, some big snowflakes coming on down here. We've got reports coming in. This was, I think, the video I got in Sibley. I mean, the ground, it's starting to stick pretty quickly here. So this is, we're going to be on the higher end of our snowfall forecast based on what we're seeing here. And then you can see as well, we've got some tree damage, power line. I mean, there's a lot of damage across the area. This is a video of live power line that's down. Ooh. You can see it sparking there. I don't remember where exactly this was, but certainly there are issues out and about, much like this here. They've got the fire department on scene.
And remember, folks, I mean, we love seeing the videos, the pictures, but please stay at a very safe space away from the power lines. Because,
yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, just want to reiterate, because getting too close for pictures for us, that's not worth it. Ooh, wow. You can see, did you see the fire
yeah,
there?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
wow.
This is the problem we're having today with things like this. So that's an issue. I've got messages about Monticello. There's a roof off of a building, and there's multiple lines and trees down around town. So this is new video we're just seeing here. This one, I'm trying to find the message that I got. But we are certainly seeing this is quite an event. I mean, we talked about, like, could this really happen? Could we really see 70-mile-an-hour winds and big, fat snowflakes coming on down? And we're kind of seeing that here now, aren't we, Adam?
Mm-hmm. You know, I was a little bit more pessimistic than you were. You were more interested. And I was like, I don't know. I was feeling pessimistic.
You get crazy low pressures like this.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen, right?
Exactly.
So, okay, I'm going to bring me back up here and talk about this transition. We know of damage and power outages and problems all over the place here, and it's only going to continue. What we expect to happen is that things will stay bad through 6, 7 p.m., and with already these high wind warnings and this wintry weather here, I mean, I'm getting a report it's really coming down in Paxton now. We're seeing it come down here. And I gotta sit down for this. I'm just.
He's so excited, folks. He's been excited for the last couple of hours.
Yeah. So we're seeing all kinds of stuff. If you want to build a couple graphics and put something together, let me know. We're going to kind of watch here again. I'm going to put the power outage numbers back up real quick and show you the Ameren map. The number's already jumped 3,000 since we started, and I think that number is going to get even higher here across the region. So certainly it is a not good. Look at all these icons on the Ameren map. I mean, there are power outages all over left, right, and you zoom in and they get more and more and more. Last check is 10,000. Just a minute ago, it was 1228. It was at 7,300. And at 1250 now, it's almost 11,000. Outage numbers really coming in from Sangamon County. The number there, 3,200. And a lot of them are Ameren-related outages. Menard Electric Cooperative also reporting 600 outages out. Champaign County, we're now above 1,200. And a lot of those are Ameren-related. We do have some outages reported by Eastern Illini Electric Co-op. Piatt County, there's some numbers. DeWitt. Macon County has a number 3,100, I should say. A lot of those are Ameren. There's a handful with Menard Electric Co-op. That's the northwest part of the county. And Cornbelt Energy Co-op reporting some as well. And I suspect that the numbers are only going to get worse from here, Adam. So we'll continue to watch. Okay, let me again put the. Boy, we're getting a recipe for some problems there with traffic-related issues. Again, I got that map there full. We are likely to see some continuing gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour, and the potential there for some 70-mile-per-hour gusts, which is causing all of these problems. And my big concern at this point is we mix that wind with the snow. And at this point, Adam, I'm looking at this map. The snow map's about to pop up, and I'm thinking that we need to start massaging this a little bit more south and west with that band, is we're getting reports of the ground now being covered in McLean County, DeWitt County, parts of Piatt County. You mix the snow here, the ground is warm. That's one issue we have. But the snowfall rates are so intense where we're having problems with that across the region. And not only is the ground the problem, but we expect to see visibility reduced. I think folks are going to have a really rough evening commute here as things start to get out of hand. So, yeah, National Weather Service has noted there's thunder snow in McLean and Ford counties being reported, and so they are mentioning that as well.
Jacob, we just got a report from Bloomington, McLean County, that the street lamp down at the Aldi there, 2 miles west and northwest of Bloomington, the Aldi there's a power lamp or just a street lamp down on Maple Hill. So
I am not surprised.
Not surprised, no. They were kind of swaying here in the parking lot too as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were moving and grooving.
Yeah, it is turning pretty intense here. So folks are saying, hey, I'm sending photos. We got a lot of those here and whatnot. So what we're going to do, Adam, is we're going to kind of wind down here for a little bit. We've got tornadoes. We can go, hey, here's where the storm is, and here where it's just windy everywhere. I mean, let's pull that wind gust up one time. I know you want to kind of show some things here in a minute, so we'll give it to you, and then we can wind down. There's the wind gust now 61 mile per hour in Champaign. That's a new high for town. So there's 50 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts are continuing, and expect the same problems to continue over the next little bit here, Adam. Right?
Yeah. And right now, this is a dynamic system. We've been talking about that the last couple of hours and even in our shows as well. And we're not the only ones dealing with that, too. You go out towards Kentucky and into Indiana, they're getting some of the high wind warnings and the severe thunderstorm warnings, mainly because of the winds out there. Hail has not been the issue for them. It's been the high winds with these thunderstorms. Even a few tornadoes have spun up there or out there in parts of Kentucky. Let's move closer to home. Lincoln. Right there, you can see by the radar some heavy amounts of precipitation there. Wouldn't be surprised if some of that snow as well. It's starting to get more of a patchwork here on precipitation, but again, some of that switching over as we've seen into more of the snowflakes with there. So we're starting to see that mix come into here as well, and some of that as just regular old snowflakes too. We've got plenty of pictures of that as well. But look at this, pretty widespread across the board. I know Jacob just showed this image, but it's so widespread. It isn't just happening here in Champaign or just in Decatur or even in Springfield. This is a very dynamic system for the Midwest, for Illinois, Indiana. It's going to bring plenty of snow tomorrow up towards Michigan, even Ohio getting in on this. Kentucky, this is that same storm that brought tornadoes out towards Texas earlier on, and even out towards Louisiana and down south in Alabama. They've been dealing with some storms today, some severe weather there as well. So it has been a long track system, and it's had major impacts. I mean, we've been talking about the winter weather too, but it's also had the severe impacts and the rain impacts, and so much to talk about with this storm. Again, we still have that wind advisory for the entire almost most of the viewing area here. I don't want to say the entire, but most of the viewing area. That's until this evening here as well. Winter alert showing that we've got winter weather advisory going through much of the viewing area, or a good chunk of the viewing area, I should say. There in purple and in pink, winter storm warning. Flood alerts there as well. We're also watching so many different things. It's like, I feel like we're spinning those plates. You know, you've got to turn one, talk about one thing, and then you got to talk about the other thing, talk about another thing. And so we're trying to do as much as we can because we only have so much time in a forecast to do so. Also, we're not on air right now. So I feel like, again, we're spinning those plates, talking about one thing. Oh, we're neglecting this thing. Got to talk about another thing, and going from there.
Yeah, it's been wild. Somebody messaged that they had family down in Paducah say there was a confirmed tornado that did damage.
And we saw that earlier.
We do not expect that problem here. I think you may have said that it's not an issue for us. Ours is strong, non-thunderstorm winds.
Right.
And there is thunder and power outages and heavy rain transitioning to snow, and it is just a messy dynamic system for us here. So, all right, Adam and I are going to get behind the scenes and start taking care of some business. We are going to activate our winter weather blog and start putting damage reports, photos, more on that. So look for that shortly on Facebook and through the WCIA 3 News app. If you're on the weather app, then you can download that, check out the latest weather alerts and more. This also streams on the weather app too, so we'll be sure and keep you updated. Kevin is on his way in. He's stopping to get some photos and videos of the damage already across the area from this high wind event, as those wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour are expected to last for several more hours here. So Adam, we'll be working on some stuff here behind the scenes. Adam will be here for a little while longer. We might let you go home, right?
Maybe, eventually.
Maybe a little bit. We'll see what happens.
Been here since what, early in the morning?
Since 2 a.m., yeah. So we've got Seth coming in here in a little bit, and Kevin's on his way now. He's checking out some of the damage. So look for another live update, probably in the 2 to 3 o'clock hour range. We'll keep you updated on that. Also want to mention that we do anticipate to up the impacts a bit for areas from Champaign-Urbana northward, as the snow coming down a little earlier, which may very well mean some higher impacts. And with this strong wind, I really think driving is going to be very treacherous. I'm concerned about the 5 o'clock drive home from work today. So that is going to be a problem for us here. Really nasty conditions with just a little slush on those roads. That's going to cause big problems with that strong wind on the north-south direction, east-west roads. They're going to be awful out there. So, Adam, with that, we'll sign off. Make sure you download the news app and the weather app. We'll keep you updated.